Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Beyond Paradise. The final episode aired a few weeks ago now, and I'm here to talk about the overall series, what I thought of it, and yeah, I'm going to be talking about key plot lines, storylines, characters, and stuff like that, really. But yeah. So, the main series of this, Beyond Paradise, focuses around Humphrey Goodman, after the event of Death in Paradise. All of that stuff happened there. And it was really great to see Chris Marshall slip back into the role immediately as if he never left. He did an absolutely amazing job. Chris Marshall is one of those actors who's just amazing at everything, and I think we can all agree that. But they gave Humphrey a storyline throughout the series where he had troubles with Martha's ex-boyfriend, and they kind of had a confrontation a bit, and I felt that was quite good. They kind of added that dramatic. There's one scene where they're literally fighting each other, and that's just so funny because Humphrey's like this, he's all a bit goony-ish, and then he's there like that, going like that, and it's really funny. I think it's very funny. Humphrey trying to fight someone, I've always thought extremely funny just by that alone. But yeah, brilliant stuff. So funny. Moving on to a bit of a sad thing throughout the series. Martha trying to have children, and obviously with Humphrey and stuff like that, and it doesn't really work, and it's kind of very sad, very delicate to talk about. But it is a very sad storyline that happens throughout of it. But there are a lot more positive sides to this. Humphrey buys a boat in one episode, and that's just funny, really. And they end up having a duck on board, and they called it Selwyn after the commissioner in Death in Paradise. And I thought that was a nice little touch. We'll get on to some spoilery stuff a bit later regarding Death in Paradise. But yeah, so that's really funny, that kind of stuff like that. And there's also kind of the rise and fall of their relationship as well, which was fairly interesting to go by. Also, we get quite a few famous celebrity cameos. Obviously, we get Kush from EastEnders; he was in it, surprisingly. And also, moving on to the main station of Shipton Abbott, they had a detective sergeant, which the detective sergeant really well bounced off Chris Marshall, as she thought it was a bit weird and stuff like that, which he is a bit strange. Obviously, he's obviously a bit odd, so they kind of bounce off each other very well, and her kind of more of the normal side, and then Humphrey being a bit strange and eccentric. They also had Margot. I'm not really sure what her role is there, but she was very good as well. She also had that thing with Phil Daniels going on, so that might be explored in a second series, hopefully, if that ever happens. Another character who I really enjoyed was the police officer. He's kind of like your JP Marlon Price kind of character of Beyond Paradise, and he does a brilliant job. That actor's been in he was in Derry Girls, and I'm not sure what else he's been in, but he did an amazing job. And also he put on like a Devon Cornish accent as well, a Devon and Cornwall accent ish, which kind of worked really for the era. They say it was Devon, but it was actually filmed in Looe, which is Cornwall. So I don't know. They could have filmed it in Devon, but maybe they couldn't. I don't know. Yeah, I really liked his character. Really brilliant job. Moving on to the storylines, there's one storyline where it's about crop circles, and I found that quite funny. It was like all aliens are coming, and they're attracting all of these alien hunters and stuff like that. It was a bit funny. A bit funny. Really enjoyed that. And also there was like a few crimes where they'd made out to make it look like it was an attack that had to make a story when actually it wasn't, which is something that tons of writers doing crime stuff have done for many years. Yeah, I enjoyed that. It was all very, very good. They didn't focus on murders, which was something I covered in my Beyond Paradise. What I hope to see and what I think. Now they didn't mention there was no murders, which is very different, obviously, to Death in Paradise when there's a murder every single day on that blooming island. They honestly need to get hang of those criminals on that island. Yeah, here it felt a bit more normal. They were just kind of average crimes, like people stealing stuff and things like that, people going missing. And there's a storyline where this guy takes his family, and he had a falling out with his wife because he had an affair, and then he gonna drive off the cliff, and he doesn't drive off the cliff. Well, he does drive off the cliff, but then he drives off the cliff, and Humphrey's like, oh my god, he's gone, and then basically he goes, and yeah, basically he goes off the cliff, and then but he doesn't. He does one of those things where he just magically appears from the other side. Guess the car pushed itself off and then clipped down. But I think it was an act to. When I was sitting there, I was thinking, how on earth is he going to get out of this? And I was thinking, that was definitely an act of God on his part, I've got to say. Because he was saved. I've got to say, he saved a lot there. I don't know how he got there. I still don't know how he moved there. Maybe he is just really good at jumping out of cars. I don't know. But that was a really good episode, in my opinion. The last episode, now let's get on to this one. Now, the last episode, now massive spoilers ahead of this one. So, Humphrey and Martha falling out. Because Humphrey wants to have children, and Martha says no, she doesn't want to have children anymore because she's worried about, because she can't have children. That stupid boyfriend, he's, being an absolute moron, as I told you about Humphrey beating him up. So he's he's out of the picture now. And Humphrey goes away. He's like, oh, I'm moving away from shit to Abbott. He's moving away from Devon. He doesn't care about anything anymore. He's just getting aggro and beating himself up about stuff that he shouldn't do. And so he then eventually goes to Saint Marie, and he then goes to the shack, sees Harry the lizard, and I was like, whoa, what the hell? It was crazy. And then he meets the commissioner, and it's just amazing. He actually went back to the island. This is something I thought was not going to happen, but it was absolutely mental, and I can't believe it. It was very good. I thoroughly enjoyed that episode. Amazing. But do you know what else happened? He only got to meet Neville Parker, Ralph Little. He actually met him. They were in the same room. It was amazing, and he also saw Catherine as well, which I thought was an absolutely amazing thing. Obviously, he got to see Catherine again. He also met Marlan and all of those other things. I thought that was really good, and also Naomi as well. I felt that was amazing as well. Shame they didn't get to go to the station, because that would have been really cool. But then Martha turns up, and she speaks to Humphrey, and they make up and stuff like that. And then the end gag of that episode is that Humphrey's talking about how he's got a duck named after him, after Selwyn, the commissioner, and that's all very funny. And it kind of ends with a joke, and he's like, "Oh yes, my duck," and stuff like that, and then it goes off. But what I can overall say in conclusion, an absolutely amazing series. I love the theme tune. The theme tune was very cool. It was different in the first episode, but for the rest of the series, kind of that kind of country-esque vibe, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and it was very good. I think it's a solid series. If you like Death in Paradise, I think this is definitely a series for you. Sequel, expanding on the characters, growing them a bit more, and I hope they do this with Ardal O'Hanlon's character, Humphrey Mooney, not Humphrey. God, I made a mistake there. I hope they do it with Jack Mooney, not Humphrey Mooney. I made a mistake there. Jack Mooney. I hope they do it with Jack, because that would be amazing. Why wouldn't it be? Other key things I might mention: a very niche band music was used in this. A band called Cats and Jammer. They were playing during it. My dad's a fan of that, so I just thought I might mention that. But that was playing throughout some of the episodes. But I think overall, fairly good. The storylines were affairs. The storylines were people are getting attacked, people getting run over, stuff like that. Just amazing. I've got to say, the whole series overall was very good, and I would love to see a second series, but I don't know whether it happened yet. Just have to wait for the BBC to confirm it. So that's all it is for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in a video soon enough. Bye for now.